Hi everyone, I'm Carissa and welcome to my first video. I'm currently a freshman at UC Riverside and I thought I'd start this channel with a proper introduction. Not just who I am, but what I'm trying to do here. So yeah, I'm that person who spends way too much time with math books. But also, I'm figuring out college life, classes, and all the chaos that comes with it. I'm hoping this channel becomes a kind of a mix between my academic journey, random thoughts, or maybe a few productivity or day in the life videos later on. My community UC are already obsessed with math because I was studying textbooks like Munker's topology or Stan and Shikarchi's for steps to analysis months before I even started college. So, while most people were figuring out which classes to take, I was over here wondering if I could just test out of them. Which apparently you can. There's something called credit by examination, which means basically if you can prove you already know the material, you can just take an exam and earn the credit. You just have to ask the professor to give you the exam. I'm in the middle of trying to do that now. I'm emailing the professors, emailing the advisors, so we'll see how that goes. Lately, I've been talking to one of the math professors here about doing some weekly reading at the graduate level, which sounds kind of scary, but it's super exciting. Right now, we're working through topics that go beyond normal undergraduate math courses. It's more abstract stuff like functional analysis, complex theory, ergodic theory, the kind of math, but you can't really rely on just intuition. You have to prove everything. That's actually what I like about it, because it's not just solving problems, it's understanding why the math works. Sometimes I'll read a few pages and I have to stop and think about one definition for an entire hour. And that's completely normal. It's something I want to show on this channel. So learning advanced math isn't about just being fast. It's about slowing down enough to actually see the structure behind all the symbols. Being in college means you're kind of thrown into everything at once. You have classes, forms, registration, deadlines, new people, and somehow you're still supposed to know what you're doing. And I definitely don't, and that's kind of sad, but that's part of the fun, figuring things out in real time, whether it's setting up my schedule, finding good study spots, or just surviving midterms. Speaking of which, they're coming up in a week, and I'm cooked. And I also want to share what it's like being someone who's really into a specific subject. Because sometimes it's not just glamorous, it's not just fun and games. It's hours of reading proofs that just don't make sense until the 10th time. But then there's a satisfaction when it finally clicks, when after trying to figure out how where this one step came from for hours, for repeated attempts, is so satisfying. That's the feeling I want to capture. Going forward, I'll probably just post videos about what I'm learning, like maybe some breakdowns of interesting math ideas, study methods, or just college updates. I might also decide to talk about how I organize my study schedule, or how I approach hard topics like analysis or topology. And if anyone out there is also going through some early college or still studying advanced math, I want this to be a space where you can be like, oh, someone gets it. It's not just me. I'm not the only one who's on this perilous journey to higher learning. Okay? So yeah, that's me. Thanks for watching, and if you're into math, coding, or just seeing what college life looks like from the perspective of someone who's still figuring things out, please consider subscribing. I've got a lot to learn, and maybe you'll want to come along for the ride. See you soon.